Are you ready for some football?
The time has come.
Oh my goodness. It has been such a long off season. I feel like we haven't had football in years, and this is the week. It all starts all over again.
We got teased there for about 3 weeks with the preseason. Obviously, we're at training camp. That don't
count.
We were at training camp throughout the summer, but now it all counts. All these games count for real, and every single one is of great importance. So, honestly, the best time of the year.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's exciting because you are winding down baseball, although we are not going to have a postseason. Basketball's also ramping up, and hockey and football. So there is a lot. Well, guys, welcome to another episode of the SoFlo Sports Show. It's your host, 305 Sports Babe, co-host Miami Lou. We are on episode 78, and boy, do we have a full-packed episode for you today.
Yep, and before we get started, know there's a lot of people in the room right now interested in the numbers drawing. We're doing our drawing for our squares contest for the first 2 games of the year, obviously starting Thursday night when the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs host the Baltimore Ravens. And then on Friday night, that big game from Brazil, you're talking about the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles squaring off in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So we got our live number drawing coming up a little bit into the show. We're going to do one, go over our predictions, and then do the second one. And then, of course, for those that participated in the raffle for the Monday Night Football ticket giveaway, the Dolphins hosting those Tennessee Titans that broke our heart specifically last year in the game that I proposed to Ashley. So that's going to be a good revenge game. And that is we're going to give away 2 tickets, a parking pass, and a members lounge access coming up at some point during the show.
Yes, they were donated by a good friend of ours, Tim Wood, on behalf of Maria Yakula, who did pass away a few weeks ago of cancer. She was part of our East 12 tailgate. So thank you again to Tim in honor of Maria. So we will be doing that a little later.
Tim is the man. Thank you, Tim. Again, that's awesome.
A lot has been happening in sports. Obviously, Little League World Series. We'll talk about that. Lake Mary, Florida team won.
We could start off with that before we bring in our guest. We were actually up in the Palm Coast seeing we're visiting your parents. Shout out to Bob, Mary, and of course your grandmother, Joe. We were able to spend some time with them. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, we are getting married here 3 weeks from today.
I know.
Incredible. And so with these games coming up back-to-back, Sunday at the Hard Rock and then Thursday against the Bills, we had limited opportunity to get up and see your family before we make the plunge, if you will. So we definitely wanted to go up and spend some time with them. And while we were out there, not too far from where we were at, we saw that Lake Mary, who won the Little League World Series, the first time ever for the state of Florida. They've been runner-up 4 times, but this is their first ever championship, and they had a huge parade. We caught it on the news.
The local news.
Yeah, the local news where we were by.
13, the local news in Orlando. So we saw that, and obviously the town celebrating big time as they should, and it really brings excitement to Central Florida.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. And while we're out there as well, we also made our way to the
Tortugas. So guys, if you live in Central North Florida, Jacksonville, Daytona, any of that area, and you are looking for the best South Florida themed sports bar restaurant, Tortugas is your place to go. Our buddy Scott Fox owns it. It is on Flagler Beach, literally across the street from the beach. All your South Florida sports games. So we watched the UM game there. We watched the Dolphin game last year. We had New Year's there. So it is the best place to catch all your South Florida action in North Florida.
It's a double-decker bar that overlooks the Atlantic Ocean, and it's fabulous. I mean, when you pull up, he actually added the Florida Panthers flag. So he's got a Panther flag out, a Hurricane flag out, a Miami Dolphins flag, and
a Florida flag.
A Florida flag as well, because he's close to that area. But he definitely represents all the South Florida teams.
No, the state Florida flag.
Yes, sorry.
No,
state
of Florida.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't have any Don't lie like that. He has nothing Gators there. Don't lie.
Well, there were some Gator fans there.
But he's not repping that. He's going to serve them, but not rep it.
It's all about the U, for real.
Definitely. So, so you mentioned the U.
Well, but listen, it was a great time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we had a great time, again, visiting your family before we have our nuptials. We had a great time with them, so definitely shout out to, again, Bob, Mary, and Joe. And then shout out also to Scott Fox for having us over at Tortuga's Bar, which is amazing.
Yep.
And we got to see, like you mentioned, the live coverage of the Lake Mary Parade, which was like a World Series parade.
Yeah.
It was like a big league World Series parade. It was absolutely fantastic.
Also, for those people who missed Labor Day sales yesterday, let me tell you, we did some damage at the Daytona Beach outlets yesterday. So
the Tandra outlets.
Tandra outlets.
Tandra
My
outlets,
gosh,
yeah.
I don't. If you're wondering if American Eagle is still in business, we definitely still kept it in business.
Yes, we did.
Excellent there.
We're spending our journey. We're going to be out in Seattle and California for a couple weeks, so we had to get some winter gear because it's cold out there.
It's nippy, yeah.
It gets nippy, so we had to get some clothes that we normally don't get to wear down here. So
definitely. So you guys know, obviously, Canes had a huge win at the Swamp in, I was going to say Canesville, because now we call it Canesville.
Oh, it is. It's not Gainesville. It's Canesville.
Canesville. This Saturday, it was a 3:30 p.m. game in Gainesville at the Swamp, and it was fantastic. You know, obviously we had high hopes that we were going to win. That was an amazing win, and you know, we actually have somebody coming on the show real soon who was at the game that we're going to talk about his experience there. Anytime you play an in-state rival like FSU, like UF, you know, there's always that extra grizzly teeth coming out. So a lot of people from South Florida made the trek up there. I know our good friend JD and tons of people did make it up there. So
JD Boss, obviously, hopefully the Canes fan of the year. I believe voting's still open for that, so go out and vote for him. He is the man. He was out there. Our good friend Dolphin Derek was out there as well. A bunch of faithful made it out there to Gainesville.
Also, Braxton Barrows was there too.
Was he?
Yep.
Nice.
And Alex Earl. Yep. So there's a lot of people out there.
Very cool.
So without further ado, you want to bring in our guest?
I will. Can I introduce him? So we've had an array of guests. We've had former Dolphins, Richmond Webb, which we'll talk about more later.
Yep.
OJ McDuffie's been on the show. We've had
the Big O show.
Big O's been on. Was on last week.
Josh Moser. Tons.
Yeah, Josh Moser, huge. Big E was huge on. Miss Finns has been on. A lot of people that are near and dear to the Dolphins community, and all things South Florida. So that's awesome. But I'm going to be biased and say this is my favorite guest that we'll ever have on. And no, I'm not talking about Dan Marino. Somebody better in my eyes.
Larry Zonka, is it you?
It's not Larry Zonka. It's a guy that it means the world to me. And again, we'll go down as my favorite guest for sure. And that is, of course, my brother, Danny Dominguez, coming on. We like to call him D Money. I got some. Of course, Danny is a proud UM alum. And like I said, bro, thanks for being here. And you were in Gainesville, so wanted to have you on for that. Thank you for gracing your presence on the show tonight. Not just my brother, also, even though he won't be there, he is officially, I've already told him, but I'm announcing to everybody so they know, even though Ashley and I will not have anybody present, it's just the two of us eloping. But make no mistake about it, my brother is the best man, my best man, always and forever, bro.
Well, listen, I appreciate the kind words. Man, that was a heck of an introduction. And, huge names that you listed off there that you guys have had on here. I don't think I'm the top guy on here, but
to me you are, bro. To me you are.
But I appreciate that. And listen, I appreciate, the best man thing, and nobody did it better than you did for my wedding. Goes down in history. Even my wife will agree. And you went down with one of the best speeches. And just for your audience to see, it was the year the Heat won their first championship in 2006, and he gave the shout out in front of everyone there, and my wife will never forget it. So,
well, I have to say now what I said. So I set it up as a joke. Jenny may not like this, but I'm going to say it again anyway. I had the floor, and I pretty much got on there on the mic, and in front of everybody, I said, again, this is during the Heat's first ever finals appearance. And I went ahead and said, thank you guys all for being here. We've waited a long time for this. And then I paused and I said, but enough about the Heat making it to the finals. And you could hear a pin drop for Jenny and some of her family that thought I was talking about your wedding. But I was actually talking about the excitement for the Heat being in the finals for the first time.
It was great. It was a classic. You're the best.
A lot of laughs for that one.
So you were at the Swamp You are a UM graduate. You made the trek up to Gainesville, about 6-7 hours up there. We actually have footage of you there, so I'm going to show everybody a great picture that we have of you at the Swamp.
Look at that.
There he is.
Repping.
Yes, that was right there. That was already, third, fourth quarter. As you see, not a a lot of people had already left, which they say that Miami people only do that, but that place emptied out mid third quarter. I mean, it was I gotta say, it was a sweet feeling. Revenge. My road record. I love going to road games. My road record not great. I was like 1-7 going in. Only win was with you, bro, in Georgia Tech.
That's right.
That was the Rambling Wreck game, and we may have to do it again this year if the season goes the way it is, to kind of bring that good luck to them.
We may have to. Yeah.
Actually, we'll talk later.
No, please. But trust me, like the honeymoon stage will be over very soon. So
yeah, she want me out of the house, so we'll be good.
We're starting to transition from that already. It's like, oh, he wants to go as long as it's not, like Dolphins or Marlins, the holy trinity of mine. Okay, Danny, so you were at the Swamp. Tell us about the atmosphere. Obviously, in-state rival. I know that we've gone to some hot and heavy games. Yep. How were the fans? Did you get cursed at? What was it like going into the Swamp?
No, we kept it pretty clean. Honestly, I gotta say, from a perspective, I've gone to a lot of games that have been more prime time at night. I think the atmosphere gets a little bit, different for the night games. Here, I think it was more subdued. I think they knew that they kind of had a bad team, and so they were just kind of. The tailgating was great. By the way, you guys give shout outs. I'll give a shout out. I love, good bars and good places to go. The place called The Swamp, right off of like what they call Main Street there. What a great vibe that was. 2-story, felt like a house. So we tailgated there, and then we went to a couple of like little frats, little setup stuff that they have, and ended up at some tailgates right outside Ben Griffin. And it was a great atmosphere going into the game. Once we got in, sold out crowd. They did pack in, and the first few drives they were loud. But I will say, from a stadium setup, been in a lot better places where the noise stays in. And then the other frustrating thing, which me and my brother love to do, you like to, you're in your seat, but you also like to walk around the stadium and kind of get a feel. And you're very disconnected. You got to go down and then back up and then go around. So it's you don't really feel connected to the entire stadium.
Yeah, I went there. I toured.
Not for a game though.
Not for a game though. But I was when I was looking for my MBA. When I was looking for a program to study my master's in business. I did tour Gainesville, and my grandmother did let us know that she was there with us, and they take you through it. And I remember it just being monstrous and not flowing right. So you are right with that.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. And what 90 is it? 94 or 96,000?
94,000.
94,000, which is by far the biggest stadium in all of Florida.
Yes.
From some major venues, current and former. Obviously, you can go back to the Orange Bowl, the Big Sombrero in Tampa, but that is the biggest stadium in all the state of Florida. So pretty impressive. I want to ask you, so Cam Ward, the Hurricane quarterback, they asked him about the atmosphere and the crowd, and he wasn't that impressed. He flat out said that he's played in Pac-12 venues out there while he was in the Pac-12 that were bigger and better and a lot louder. You've been to several venues. If you want to list some of the major venues that you've been to on your college football bucket list, give us some of the ones that you've been to.
100%. Like what he said. So of the places I've been to, the Big House. I'm a Michigan fan as well, so go Wolverines, defending national champions. Big House was phenomenal. 109,000 when I went. I think it's up to 110, 111 now. Got to give a shout out to Nebraska. Great venue, and just the pageantry of the whole, what they do and all their little things that they do, and the people are just so nice. Nebraska was a great stadium. Recent one was Kyle Field.
I got to stop you off. Well, hold on. Get back to Kyle Field.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Nebraska. You also went by Warren Buffett's house, which Warren Buffett pretty much the seventh or eighth richest man in the world. And he lives in a very modest home, right? He still drives a car from the 90s, right?
It was a Cadillac in his driveway, I think an Oldsmobile. And no gate. You can just walk right up to his house. I mean, it was a iffy, so neighborhood. I mean, it was crazy. You would never think.
Right. Unbelievable. All right, go back to Kyle Field, who, by the way, is where Richmond Webb played.
Yeah.
Home of the 12th man and the Texas A&M Aggies.
Man, that was incredible. People were incredible. And again, the pageantry, that's what I love. You get to see, like even here, going quickly back to the Swamp, the Tom Petty song that they play. By the time they played it, I mean, the place was empty. It was all UM fans that were singing it. So we kind of did our own rendition of it. But you want to go to these stadiums and kind of get that vibe, see their local bars. And so I'll take the win all day for a subdued environment. But, because I was used to going to games where we lose, you really got to feel the crowd and feel, the energy post-game, pre-game, everything. Didn't really feel that here, but as Canes fan, you guys mentioned it, we did show well. They said that they only gave us 4,000 seats. There was a lot more than 4,000 of us there.
Oh yeah, it was okay, for sure.
Yeah. So I was real proud of that. And, I think it was, going back to the stadiums, that Kyle Field was, definitely one of the top ones out there. You and me went to Georgia Tech. The venue was kind of cool. The coolest part was just being able to see downtown Atlanta. So exactly. little things in the stadiums that you like to pick up on. I wouldn't say there was much here, again, because of the atmosphere, maybe also because it was a daytime game. But I will say the campus is gorgeous, which actually, like you said, you toured. It's a beautiful campus. And, with being from Florida, of the state schools, I would allow my kids to go to the University of Florida. It's a great school and beautiful campus
as well. Yeah, no, for sure. It had a great master's program. If I didn't end up going to Embry-Riddle, it was definitely my choice when I'm up there.
And also, bro, Notre Dame, right? You've seen touchdown.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Notre Dame, and then I've been to a couple of neutral site games. That are NFL stadiums like in Atlanta and Soldier Field. Notre Dame was really, really impressive. Touchdown, Jesus. The grass right off of the sidelines. I mean, it's. Again, one of a kind venue there, definitely in the top 10 as well.
Definitely. I never told you, but my first college football game?
No.
So my first college football game was Rutgers versus Louisville, where Rutgers upset Louisville. That was my
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, I grew up in the town next to Rutgers, right next to Piscataway, New Brunswick. Grew up in South Plainfield, and I was in high school, and I got tickets, and I was actually at that game.
Nice.
Yeah, first time back your future wife every day. Yeah. All right, JD, so going back to you. So last week we had Big O on our show, and he was very, very optimistic about this season. This is pre-Saturday, so this is going into this game. Very optimistic about the Dolphins and the Canes. Now going into Mario Cristobal's third season as head coach of the Canes, how far do you think that Mario Cristobal really can go with the Canes this season? Do you feel like this is the year that the Canes are back, or you feel like, a same horse and pony show?
You're going to tell us how it is. Is the U back is what we're asking.
Yeah.
Is the U back?
We can't say we're back right now, just because we've had a couple of statement wins along the way. But I think, we really have to – it's not just about one season. For the U to be back, I think you got to consistently think of us as ACC champs and getting in the college football playoff now, with the whole 12-team setup. Yeah. So I don't want to say it. We jumped the gun way too early too many times with it. I will say it's a pivotal year for him because he did get a lot of good portal guys, Cam Ward, and then also bringing in, guys, Damian Martinez, the running back from Oregon State. And then, everything else has been solidified. The recruits are there. These are his guys mainly now that he's brought in. So I feel really comfortable. He's not on the hot seat at all. But taking it a step further, like you're saying, I think that it is. I mean, again, you kind of say for 20-something years since I was there when we were back. You look at the schedule and you're like, how could we lose 2 games? And then we lose 6. So I think you really look at the schedule and you really look at what was leading up to what you were thinking would be an FSU matchup. Now seeing what FSU is doing, you really got to look at Louisville, Virginia Tech, and Georgia Tech as our primary, teams because we don't play Clemson unless we play them in the AC title. So I think they just got to stay focused, take it 1 week at a time. As a true Canes fan, we can never take a game lightly. I've been at the Hard Rock to see them lose to Middle Tennessee State. I was at Marlins Park to see them lose to FIU, not proudest moments. But so that's why you got to take it game by game. And I think if they can get to the playoff and then, obviously that's going to lead to recruits and more portal. And then, year 2, you do it again. I could say the U's back.
You mentioned FSU yesterday was just against Boston College. We were listening to it on the radio.
Unbelievable.
And, it's FSU at this point. It's really, really, really upsetting for them that they
started these songs.
But, it's no tears shed over on this end. But rough year for them, Marty.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to, break down the schedule a little bit here. 2 cupcakes coming up in FAMU and Ball State. And you still don't have another major opponent. It was supposed to be FSU, and you actually want FSU to start winning games just so it builds up that game. You don't want to play a team that's completely defeated at that point.
Yeah.
You mentioned at Georgia Tech and at Louisville, Cal's not predicted to do much, but obviously Cal and Stanford not on the schedule this year, but them coming over from Pac-12, the defunct Pac-12 now. The schedule is really at a favorable, position for the Hurricanes. Last year, you had the game, as you mentioned, in Kyle Field against the Aggies. This year, it was pretty much this game against the Gators, and the rest of the schedule looks favorable. So how important is it for them to, if not run the table, have very limited slip-ups to, get to the ACC championship and qualify for that 12-team playoff?
Yeah, no question. I think that's why they really have to, reel off these victories, stay healthy. Because really, if you can get past, I think the trap game, because at the end of the day, FSU is always going to be a tough game. The trap game really is that Louisville game. I think it's a Friday night over there. So that's going to be quite the game, quite the atmosphere, especially we reel off the wins we do. We should be in the top 10. And I believe that Louisville should set themselves up to be ranked as well. So it's a matter of just staying healthy, staying focused. And then, after that, I feel really real confident. Like you mentioned, the Georgia Tech game on the road. I think the guys are going to be so amped up after what happened last year with, the not taking the knee. And so I think they're going to win it for coach, if anything. So I'm actually not worried about that game. And then, we would get Clemson. But if we reel off everything and go undefeated going into the AC title game, I think 2 ACC teams will get into the playoff. So it's just a matter of, could you conceivably get a bye? Because if you win the division, you automatically get a bye under these rules. So I really feel confident, that if they stay focused, stay healthy, that they should be one of the 12 teams.
Absolutely. And where is the ACC championship game? Is it in Charlotte, Carolina again this year?
Yes.
Okay, so Bank of America with the Carolina Panthers play. So
correct.
All right. Well, listen. Thanks for being our Canes insider here and jumping on board. Really appreciate it. As mentioned, you are my younger brother, but I always like to say you're my bigger brother, man, because you are the man, my best man. And I like to joke with people all the time, you are my brother from a different mother, but in this case, you are my brother
same mother.
from the same mother. And I could not be happier and prouder to have you as my brother. And again, thanks for hopping on. I love you, bro.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Ashley, we look forward to you're already a part of the family, but welcoming you officially to the family.
That's right. You're getting a sister. You will have a new sister.
Hey, Dom.
Here,
3
weeks from today.
Yes, you guys all are the best. Thank you for everything. And I'm here anytime you want to talk Canes. No question.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks, Danny. Catch you later. See you soon.
Peace.
Thank you. Well, that was awesome. Come on. That's my brother, man. I gotta say he's my favorite guest of all time. And also, just to see that what we were alluding to, this is our countdown that we started when we booked our venue. Oh, that's not a good sign. Hold on, let's put that back in there. That's it's got to be a 0 here. So we got a heart, a 0, and then the number 21. We get married in 21 days, 3 weeks from today.
Yes,
can you believe it? It's crazy. The moment is here.
Yes, it's here. It's crazy. I text you today and I was like, you realize in 3 weeks you're going to be a married man.
I know. It's crazy. I don't know what to do.
What do you mean you don't know what to do? You better know what to do. My God.
I'm going to figure it out.
Bro, you better figure it out real soon.
I've been training my whole life for this. I will be ready.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Enough of that. I know you guys are here for the numbers
We have
drawings.
so many great people in this chat. My goodness. Kirk and Desi. Our brother NorCal Mark just jumped in. We're going to see him in Seattle.
We're going to see him. And is he coming down this weekend for opening? Mark, are you coming down for opening weekend?
Sandy's in the house. Russ is in the house. I mean, so many great people.
So many awesome people that we love.
Adrian, I think that's a buddy of yours. Adrian.
Yes. Adrian's in the house.
So a lot of Ryan Carroll. So a lot of people in the house. So
Yep.
thank you guys all for tuning in tonight. We obviously have a lot to talk about, but even more, we're going to unveil our boxes.
I know people are here for that, so let's get into that right now. We're gonna draw numbers for our first box squares contest. So we would draw those numbers right now. Before we do that, guys, please, very important, if you guys could take a moment, like tonight's show, and then go on and subscribe if you've not done so already. It means a great deal for us. Like I said, we prep a lot of time for these shows. We try to do a lot of cool things to engage our South Florida community and the people that love our teams, right? So if you could just give us a like for this show and also subscribe to the show if you have not done so already, would go a long way. So without further ado, let's get these.
So guys, thank you all for buying boxes for our squares this year. As Lou mentioned before, $20 got you a box for both games, both Thursday and Friday. So $20, you get box 13 for Thursday and Friday. So we filled up all of the boxes. So thank you to everyone who purchased a box. Yep. It was like our first real box squares.
Yep. First time we've done this, and it was a tremendous success.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Some people bought multiple boxes. Shout out to Jimmy the Painter, aka James Martell, Jimmy the Painter, and his crew. You know who you are out there. And we had a lot of people. My brother bought a square. Your dad bought a square. A lot of people supported the initiative here. And
Jesse bought 4.
There you go, Jesse. Yeah. Thank you, my man. So with that, we raised over $700. That's going to go towards DCC.
Yeah.
So that's tremendous. So let's go ahead and start this up. So we
All
have.
right. So explain to everybody how this is going to work.
So basically, the way it works is we have like I said, all the boxes have been filled. So what we're going to do now is we're going to draw our numbers. These will be drawn randomly, and we are going to list them up here at the top and then also down here at the bottom. So you're going to get a number, basically, wherever that number lands.
So, for example, I'm going to go in. I'm going to draw number 2. Choose the first number. Where's 2 going?
It's going to go from this way, this way. So we're going to draw them as they come out, okay? And those will be your numbers. Basically, if it's single digits, and that's the number at the end of every quarter, whatever 2 numbers are for the team on top, the visiting team, in this case, is the Ravens, and the home team, the Chiefs. You're going to line them up together. If it's a double-digit number, it's the second number of the double digits. So after every quarter, whatever the score is, you pair it up, and that'll be your winner. Okay? So that's the hard part. The easy part now coming up. We have all the numbers, we have a bunch of ping pong balls that are labeled here, one number at a time.
Let me grab the balls.
So Ashley is going to take all my balls, which is kind of ironic how that's what's pretty much happening here in 3 weeks. And she's going to put them all in this bucket, this dolphin bucket. She's going to shake my balls. All right. She's going to shake the balls up. Then she's going to draw a ball one at a time. All right. You guys get the gist. And we will write these down. We'll make it official. And we'll
play a lot of beer pong.
We'll go from there. All right. So what you got to do, though, is once you take it out, you have to put it in here so we don't.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you what I'm drawing, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay.
All right.
First number is.
Drawing a ball. That's hard for me to say with my jersey action. Drawing a ball.
Drawing a ball. Put whatever you drop it in this bucket. All right. Now look this way. All right, pick a ball out. Come on. All right, first ball is number 0. Okay, that's going to go up on the Ravens side. Second one, go.
In the discard.
All right, that's 0. Second one is
9.
9. Show the all right, 9. Okay, next one.
7.
Show them.
7.
7. Okay, sure you look away. Look. Next one is 4. I feel like we're doing like the actual lotto numbers here.
I'm so nervous.
Shake it up. Shake my balls up. Come on.
I know the Bachelorette's in the background. I got distracted. Sorry.
Desi likes it. Number 2. All right, number 2.
I think she picks who she wants to marry tonight, actually.
Oh, the Bachelorette?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to tune into that afterwards. All right, come on.
5.
Number 5. Number 8. 3 more. Number 1. QB1. We got 2 more to go. Number 6. And that should leave number 3 last, right?
D-Wade.
We got 3. D-Wade. All right, so take that bucket, switch it out. All right, so here are your first numbers. We'll show it again afterwards, and don't worry, we will post this.
Bring a little closer.
There we go.
Hold it.
So those are the first ones there. But here we go. Now we're going to do the Chiefs side. All right.
All right.
Ready?
So balls, empty bucket.
You know the drill. Shake my balls, pull my balls out one at a time. Here we go. What do we got first?
3. D Wade.
3.
5.
Number 5.
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
0.
0.
Braxton. 8.
Number 8. Got it. All right. Coming up.
9.
Number 9.
Derek
Number
Jeter. 2.
2.
Lucky 7.
7. We have 3 left. 3 numbers left. They are
Tua.
number 1, QB1.
Oh,
Number 4,
sorry.
which means 6 should be your last one. Just pull it out. Should be 6.
6
And it is 6 indeed. All right, so let me show this up really quick. Do not worry. I will be, we'll be putting this on social media.
Yeah.
If you're not on social media, I know who you are. I will send you a picture, but here you are for now. If you want to just take a quick snap at that, this is what it looks like.
So that's, guys, this is just for the first game. These numbers are going to be different. We're going to do another drawing real soon for the Eagles game coming up. Eagles and
Yep. So this is your first drawing
Packers.
for game 1. Thursday night, the defending champion Chiefs hosting the Ravens. I want to point out for those of you who have not done it before, it needs to be the way it's read. So Ravens will be on top. And
okay,
then
let's
the
just give an
Chiefs-
example. Let's say score is 10-7 Ravens after the first. So who would win that one?
10-7 would be a double digit, so it's going to be 0
Yep.
over here,
And then 7.
and number 7
So who's winning that one?
over here.
So who's winning?
I don't want to say who's
Okay,
winning it.
Okay.
I'm just that's an example how it goes. So here it is. We'll post this up and we'll let you guys all know. So that's the first drawing that we have officially done.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
All right, so we will be doing the second drawing for the Eagles-Packers game real soon, so keep tuning in. So as mentioned, football starts this week.
It does.
Exciting. It's a new slate for everybody, all the teams. Everybody goes into the season thinking this is our year. Obviously, we have that same mentality, thinking that this is our year. Even a little more this year. I mean, obviously, we've seen the offseason moves. We've seen, some of our rookies in action chop, and there's a lot of Jonas Smith and stuff. There's a lot of names that we're excited about. And so, but we still have other teams.
Yep.
That we have to worry about.
We also have a whole other conference that we got to worry about. So
let's talk NFC, right? The NFC, on that side, NFC North.
yes.
NFC North, Bears, Lions, Packers, and Vikings. Who do you like?
So that's for a long time that's not been traditionally a good division. It's pretty much been occupied by those Packers, right? Who, like I mentioned, are playing on Friday night. But last year, the tide turned and the Lions broke their playoff drought.
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, former Dolphins head coach.
Yeah.
So the Lions, won that division. And I think they're going to do it again. The Lions, were on the edge. They were leading the NFC Championship game in San Francisco before they pretty much, same Dan Campbell, gave that game away with all his hijinks and going for it on 4th down instead of kicking field goals. Otherwise, they would have won and been in the Super Bowl. But so, look, I think that's the Lions division to win. You, of course, got the Bears with Caleb Williams, who looks like a seasoned pro out of the gate. But I'm going to go ahead and say that the Lions are going to win that division. And I think the Packers will finish runner-up.
I also was going to say that, too, with the Packers. We obviously see the Packers Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how they are at that point. But no, I think that the Lions, I think Dan Campbell is going to work magic again. I remember after last season, he was so depressed and just, thinking, hey, this may never happen again for these guys. But I think he's actually going to have another run this year.
Oh, it's been a long time. So they earned it and had a heck of a year. And also want to mention that Desi actually brought this up to me. Chris Brooks, who was waived by the Dolphins, he actually just got picked up and signed to the Packers practice squad. So
good for him.
Good for him. But, we really like what we saw in him. So, but he signed with the Packers today.
So NFC East, right? So we have the Cowboys.
You go first this time.
I will.
All right.
Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Redskins, and the Giants. Last year at this time, I thought the Giants were going to have a run. I said, you know what? Maybe this is the year they figure together. Daniel Jones, resurrect, whatever.
Coming off a playoff.
Yeah, so last year at this
before.
time, I'm very honest to say that I really thought the Giants were going to do something. I could not have been more wrong. Obviously, the Eagles are favored to run that this year. I think the Eagles are a better team than they were last year, but I think that this is the year that the Cowboys creep up and do some damage. I don't think Washington's going to create any noise. I mean, we saw them preseason, but that's what it is. But I think that this is the year that Dallas takes it from them, from the Eagles, and the Giants are not in this discussion anymore at all.
No, especially well, I'm going to piggyback off you saying the Giants aren't in discussion. I think that's a foregone conclusion. But a former Giant now made his way over to Philadelphia, talking about Saquon Barkley, and not that he's Saquon of his initial years, but it's still an addition to them. The Eagles kind of like had a bad luck last year, and I think the Eagles are still the better team there. I like their wide receiver situation better. So I'm going to pick the Eagles in the NFC East.
Okay, so NFC South, this is the Panthers, the Bucks, the Saints, and the Falcons. This is who we play next year. This is where we plan on, going obviously to Carolina. I'm jumping ahead, but whatever. Yeah. So I want to say right off the bat Saints, but I feel like Atlanta, obviously Pendix is not going to, a brand new quarterback. He's not going to be jumping the gun straight ahead. But I feel that the Bucks are not going to be the Bucks that we've seen the last season or so. I mean, Tom Brady's obviously. Yeah. They
won the division last year, so you would on paper they maybe are the favorites, but you want to go first or I go?
Yeah, no, I mean I want to say the Saints, but I'm going to stick to my gut and say the Falcons. I think the Falcons have some room to go with it.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to agree.
Yeah, Falcons.
I'm going to agree with you on that. I think the Falcons. They brought in Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is, pretty much won wherever he's been. He's a veteran. He's going to have some targets there to Kyle Pitts, who kind of fell off last year from his initial rookie season. And they've shored up their defense. They've made some trades to shore up their defensive line. And I just think that's a division that's kind of open. I don't think the Saints and the Panthers are ready to compete yet. So it's a two-team division, the reigning champion Buccaneers, and then I think the Falcons are actually going to surpass them, and I think I have them winning the NFC South.
Okay, so the NFC West, these are the teams that we will be seeing this year.
Yeah,
we have the Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams. We have Cardinals and the 49ers coming here, and then we go out to LA for the Rams, and also we literally go out to Seattle.
Yes, we will be there. We will be there week 3 against the Seahawks.
I mean, I think the obvious answer is the 49ers. I actually have them maybe even as my Super Bowl pick. We'll get into that later. The Seahawks, obviously, I'm excited to go out there. I know that it's tough to play out there, but I don't think that it's anything to really shake up the NFC West too much. Rams, same thing. And then Cardinals, I think, are going to be a subpar, maybe 500 team. So I do think that the 49ers will run away with that.
And I agree. Like the 49ers went to the Super Bowl last year, and they lost a tough one to the Chiefs. At their second, meeting in the Super Bowl. They're loaded. They're going to have some issues coming up, though, because they got to pay all those guys.
Yeah.
We'll get into what the Dolphins did. The Dolphins have pretty much addressed that by keeping their whole offense together and plugged in the holes defensively. But the 49ers have not done that. You saw what, the whole issue with Ayuk and trying to keep him on board. And so this might be their last big opportunity, their last big run with this crew. And so we'll see. But I think, the 49ers should win that division. And I think they will do so rather handily.
And the Rams, I mean, we play the Rams Monday night in November, so that'll be a big one. A lot of people are asking if we are going. We are not making the trip to LA again this year. We had a great time in SoFi last year, week 1, took that victory, but we cannot make it to.
We did win out there, so if somebody wants to tell the Dolphins that we're a good luck charm, and
we're going to Disney that weekend. No, we have Disney plans that weekend already.
All right,
but you guys take the victory out. You take the victory in LA, but at night. All right, so you want to play with more balls?
Not necessarily. Maybe you want to. I do not. But why don't we let's do our AFC predictions really quick.
You want to get right into it?
Yeah, let's do our AFC predictions.
All right.
We can make the people wait. You've tuned in this far. You might as well stick around. We got some fun stuff coming up, including our raffle for the Monday night game against the Titans. So that's coming up as well towards the end. But let's jump into the AFC. Go ahead.
AFC North. You have the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers. Obviously, the quick one is to say the Ravens. You think, obviously they had a nice run last year.
Added Derrick Henry this year.
Yeah. Big thing is going to be staying healthy at the quarterback spot. I think that's really going to determine how Lamar Jackson, determine how far they go with that. But I also, with the Steelers, that's kind of like my sleeper one too. Steelers have always been a team where, I never like to sleep on them. I've actually been to Heinz Field. It's a great atmosphere.
Dolphins are scheduled to be there next year.
Yes, no, it's one of my favorite places to go to. So, I think the logical thing to say is the Ravens, but I want to put an asterisk, obviously, with anything with healthy. But it can really go.
I'll tell you what I see in this division. I see a star-studded quarterback division, right? You got Joe Burrow with the Bengals. You got, MVP, the reigning MVP in Lamar Jackson. You got Russell Wilson now and Justin Fields in a two-headed quarterback monster potentially. And then, of course, you got everybody's favorite massage therapist, Deshaun Watson, over with the Browns.
In Cleveland, yeah.
So, it's a star-studded quarterback division here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a sneaky one here. I like the Ravens. I want to say Ravens. But Joe Burrow, if he's healthy, to me, this guy has won. He's won 6 playoff games, almost won a Super Bowl, should have won a Super Bowl against the Rams. I'm going to say Cincinnati. I'm going to say Cincinnati wins this division.
Cincinnati. Okay. All right. So I'm going to save the best for last.
Yeah. So let's go to the.
Yeah. So AFC South. This is also, we play these characters this year as well.
I like how you say characters. Yes, they are characters.
Okay. So Houston, we're actually, ironically enough, we're going to all these games too. So we are physically going to see all these matchups.
Yep.
We have the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if that's my dad or I don't know if that's Bob Sampson.
I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
See some guys
or my brother
in here.
Yeah.
Houston.
Okay, so AFC South: Houston Jaguars, Tennessee, and Colts. We are making the trip out to Houston, and we're also going to Indy. So those are 2 away games that we are going to. Obviously, Jaguars come here this week, and then Tennessee comes here the last week of September for the Monday night matchup.
Yes.
So,
you want to go or I go?
Yeah, I'm saying
you go.
Jacksonville, right? Trevor Lawrence just signed. Give me that money, right? He just got that nice contract. I think that they have some unfinished business from last year. I think it's going to be Jacksonville, although I don't think they're going to win this week, but I think that they're going to get their act together, and I think that it's going to be Jacksonville this year.
Okay, wow, that's a good pick. I'll save the nugget for when we preview the Dolphins Jags coming up here, but Jacksonville had a chance to win that division last year, and they just fell short. I'll mention that later. I'm going to say the Texans. I think C.J. Stroud is way ahead of what everybody thought he would be.
Yeah, he's scary to play against.
Winning a playoff game, that's going to be a tough game. We are, going to. I'm not so much worried about Indianapolis, but I am worried about going to Houston.
NRG. I heard the stadium's a dump as well. Like it's like so. Father Manny said that it's like the way it's built, and he was like, it's so hard to play there and everything.
Yeah.
So continuing.
So no, yeah, I think C.J. Stroud's a real deal. Of course, an arch rival and Stephon Diggs left Buffalo and is now paired up with C.J. Stroud. So I think the Texans are going to pull this division up. That's my prediction.
I'm still Jacksonville. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty.
Couldn't sway you.
No, I'm pretty Jacksonville. And I'm excited to host them this week. I mentioned. I mentioned this to you when we were pretty much right in Jacksonville this weekend. Those fans in Jacksonville are pretty much all Dolphin fans originally. Obviously, Jacksonville didn't come on to later, so those fans are harmless and they're fun, and it's always a great time when we play, Florida rivals such as the Bucs or Jacksonville. So I'm excited to host them this week.
Okay.
All right. So AFC West, we have Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders. I think the obviously one is Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think an argument would say is they might go for the 3-peat this year as well. So I don't know.
We hope not. But so you're saying the Chiefs? I think everybody's going to pick the Chiefs. I don't think anybody's going to say anybody different. I will say this is a 2-team, in my opinion, division. The Raiders are going to roll out Gardner Minshew. I'm not really, scared by that. And the Broncos are in rebuild mode. They got rid of Russell Wilson. So they're rebuilding. So I think this is the Chiefs division, obviously, to win as the defending champions, not just defending division champions, defending champions outright. And then you got the Chargers, who drafted obviously Herbert right after Tua, but now they have a coach, right? They got John Harbaugh's out there. He won a national championship with Michigan, and now Jim Harbaugh's out there. John is his brother with the Ravens, but Jim's out there now, back in the NFL ranks. He's coached previous teams, including the 49ers, to a Super Bowl. It's got the experience. People love playing for him, so I give him an outside shot, but I'm still going to lean towards the Chiefs.
Agreed. And obviously, we saved the best for last.
And everybody in the room pretty much says the same thing. Everybody says the Chiefs. So, yeah.
And then, obviously, we have the AFC East, our favorite, because we're biased. Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, and Jets.
Let's just say 3 teams. The Patriots are totally rebuilding, and they're garbage. Let's just call it what it is. They're garbage. So this is a 3-team division.
Okay.
What do you got?
So you have the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. We're going to see, I can't even say Aaron Rodgers 2.0 because there was not even a 1.0 last year, obviously given his injury. So we're going to kind of see what we were supposed to see last year, this year. And then we have the Bills, which are not going to be the same Bills who we're used to playing. I don't think so. And then we have the Dolphins, who obviously we have on a pedestal right now. So in my heart of hearts, I'm going to say it's going to be the Dolphins. But I think the Jets are going to be right on our butt.
And I'm right there with you. And what scares me about the Jets, and we'll give our actual predictions, is that, that last game of the year is at New York, right? So,
it is at MetLife.
Being out there at MetLife for the last game of the year, obviously non-favorable conditions for us. That's the one thing I'm worried about. I think the Bills are going to really regress this year, not just because Diggs is gone. They lost some pieces, and it's got to be playing in Josh Allen's head at this point that he just can't, win when it counts. I mean, he's just got a horrible record in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And look, I give him credit. They won the division on our home field last year, but I think this year is going to turn out different. I think that, we have all the talent in the world, all the pieces in place, and I'm going to, come on, I got to say Dolphins, right? Dolphins are going to win the division. I'm going to say
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, everybody is, and even, I was going to say ESPN, but we have a little issue with our ESPN right now.
Everybody does.
Guys, Disney and ESPN, like, make your marriage work. Like, come on, like, what are we going to do? But, yeah, I mean, Dolphins seem pretty respected this year. Obviously, the big thing is staying healthy, but any team can say that. You guys know last year, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, we had a lot of injuries, but I really, really, truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that if we could stay healthy as possible, I think that the AFC should have our name written on it.
Agreed. And I'm going to say that the Jets, like I said, I think they're more of a threat than the Bills. I think the Bills are going to regress this year. So,
yeah. All right.
We'll get our Super Bowl predictions at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But what do you say about moving on to the next drawing?
Let's draw some balls.
Let's draw some balls. She said it. All right.
All right, guys. So this is for the game on Friday. This is the game in Brazil. This is the Eagles versus the Packers. So again, the first one has been drawn. Show them the thing in, please.
No. The first one. Where's the first one?
I don't know what you did with that.
Here's the first
one.
All
right, guys. So these numbers again are done. This is for the Ravens and the Chiefs. So now we have these numbers ready to go. So even though you might have 7-7 in the first one, you're going to have a whole new.
Well, you may. I mean, it may be the same. Hopefully, it's not the case. You want different numbers, unless you got good numbers. But we're about to find out. We also saw in the room some people were concerned that nobody's supervising. So we have Zach Thomas here as security. We hired him to be security tonight to inspect all the balls, make sure that everything's legit. He says thumbs up. I think everything's good. We'll put Zach Thomas here to make sure everything's being monitored.
Let's do it. Okay.
All right, so shake my balls up and let's draw these numbers. Come on, the people are waiting.
All right, so the first line is going to be the Packers.
Packers, they are the designated visiting team. Shake my balls up one more time, please, if you could.
Please. All right, let's do it quick. First one, 5. Cinco, come on.
All right.
Second one, 8. Ooh, please, come down.
Okay, 8. Got it.
7.
7.
4.
4.
2.
1.
2.
2.
9.
Number 9. You got 3 more.
6.
Number 6.
D-Wade 3.
3, and that means this is going to be number
0.
0.
All right, so I'm going to take these balls over here.
Oh,
Replace
lost
the
one.
end up bucket here. Lou, please move him. Please. Lou, please.
Zach Thomas is doing his job. We hired him.
Lou, please.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, here, hold on. He needs to move.
Okay.
He needs space. Okay, so this is for the Eagle side.
Here we go. First number
7.
is 7.
2. Sorry, 5.
5. Move the thing up.
3.
3.
8.
8.
2. 4.
4.
9.
9.
Braxton 0.
0.
And that
And
is 6.
Number 6.
All
All right.
right.
So
Oh.
your up-to-date drawing, and this is what it looks like right here. Anybody wants to take a picture of that, I'll hold it up briefly here. Don't worry. We will be posting these on social media, and we also will be personally, I'll be sending text to those that are not on social media so they can be connected as well. So here's your drawing for game number 2. This is taking place on Friday night. And as mentioned, the numbers are going to be per quarter is $160, the payout for the first, second, and third quarter, and then $200 for the fourth quarter and fourth quarter or final score. One or the other, either the fourth quarter or the final score. All right. So our drawings are complete. And we are good to go there.
Perfect. So thank you guys all for participating in the boxes. Obviously, we'll have winners by this week, and excited for the outcomes of that. All right. So this week, this Sunday, we open up against Jacksonville. Jacksonville comes down to Miami, 1:00 game at the Hard Rock. It is going to be very, 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 very hot here. So lucky for the Bills, they don't have that 1:00 game against us because we know that they would not fare well.
It's too hot. It's too hot.
But our friends from Jacksonville know how to play in heat, so
Yeah.
there's no advantage to either team, honestly, going into this game as well. Trevor Lawrence got his contract. He was one of the first bigger name quarterbacks to get offered his deal, and then obviously Tua's contract came later. So Trevor mentally is in a good place. He got paid, and Jacksonville comes down here. So exciting.
Yeah, and I got some numbers on the series here. You mentioned, Trevor Lawrence got paid, as did Tua. They are both now $50 million men. As Trevor Lawrence signed a $275 million deal, $55 million annually. Tua signed for $212 million, $53 million a year annually. So pretty impressive. As far as Jaguars and Dolphins history, this is going to be the 12th meeting between the two teams. The Jaguars currently hold a 6-5 edge in the series, including, and some of you Dolphins fans might want to cover your ears right now, but including an absolute ass whooping in the playoffs in the year 2000. Sadly, a lot of people remember that as Dan Marino's last game. Jimmy Johnson, that was also his last game coaching. But yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat us 62-7 in that playoff game. So horrible way for Marino to go out. So if nothing else, we got to pay him back for that. But this is actually only the 4th time that they've come here. All the other games have taken place up in Jacksonville, including that playoff game.
Have you been to Everbank?
I have. I've
Me
been
too.
there twice. I'm 1-1, so I won a game and lost a game. But
I like it. I went to a preseason game. I love the colors. I mean, it's a cool place.
Well, they copied our colors. I mean,
I know, that's why.
We're aqua and they're teal, but it's a play on our colors. They just made it a little darker, even though the Dolphins have brought back that darker aqua now as of late. But look, and also you mentioned their stadium. They're actually going to renovate it.
Yeah.
And there's talk that they might be playing in Daytona and the Speedway.
As they get their new stadium built.
And their new stadium looks really amazing.
All these new stadiums being built. They had the renderings for the Bills, the renderings from Chicago. Like, these new stadiums are just amazing. So I'm super excited to see what Jacksonville ends up getting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Duval, yeah.
Yep. And so, last year the Jaguars went 9-8.
Yeah.
I mentioned they lost to Tennessee in the last game of the season. They actually could have won the division by winning that game. So, they're coming in with a little bit of revenge factor, trying to make up for last season. The Dolphins, of course, went 11-6, and then we saw them lose in the wild card round at Kansas City. That's your the week summary of both teams. The Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites So let's go ahead and make predictions.
Oh my gosh, we haven't done our score predictions for the Dolphins. It feels like it's been so long. Wow, it feels so good to do this. Okay, so yeah, I mean, so with the Dolphins, you're distracting me.
No, I'm putting people's predictions.
I know. I saw theirs.
All right.
34. Okay. So I believe so. Last season we had a wonderful week 1 victory, and I think we're going to do the same thing this year, but in front of our own crowd at the Hard Rock. I think that our offense is going to be explosive. Obviously, we go through all the weapons and stuff, and I'm going to save you all of that. I think we are going to win 24-10.
24-10.
10-24, my birthday. That opposite.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. That's impressive. Yeah, normally the first game of the year, your jitters are out, right? Like Tua only played one series. Forget like a half or a quarter. He played one series. So it usually takes some time to ramp up. So with that said, I think that you might have a closer game, maybe not as high scoring. So I'm going to go ahead and say Dolphins 21, Jaguars 13.
Oh, you said that so weird.
Yeah,
Jaguars.
Jaguars. I got 21-13 Dolphins over the Jaguars.
Interesting.
But I think I want to make it clear. I think the Dolphins are going to come out, maybe be a little sluggish, but they'll take the lead. And I think that last, Jaguar score is going to be to, get back in the game. I think the Dolphins are going to be up by 10, double digits, and then the Jaguars will have a score at the end to narrow the gap a little bit. But the Dolphins, I think, will have the game in hand. That's my prediction.
Do you remember when we went to Jacksonville last time? I took you maybe 2 years ago.
Yes, I do.
Remember that cool place we went to?
Yeah.
We went to Lou loves lions and tigers. That's like his spirit animal. And there's a sanctuary, and if you ever go to Jacksonville, a wildlife sanctuary where they have
impressive
lions and tigers.
And we got to see them being fed, and
it was wild. It was crazy.
It was
That's enough
wild.
of Jacksonville talk. That's enough of Jacksonville
crazy.
talk.
We got some predictions. Put some predictions in there.
Yeah.
While you put up the predictions, we're gonna have a couple segments. Again, we're gonna do weekly shows just to recap everything the Dolphins have done that week. So we're gonna be doing that. We also want to bring in a couple segments every week to do a little stuff to get the season going here. And the first one I want to do here is This Week in Dolphin History, and I'm going to take you back 30 years ago tomorrow. Just as I gave a horrible memory of Marino's last game, I want to give an awesome memory of Marino's classic opening day game against the New England Patriots. This took place on September 4th, 1994, 30 years ago tomorrow. Marino was coming off an ACL injury. He suffered that injury early on in Cleveland the previous season. A lot of people said he was done on his last leg. He couldn't recapture the magic, but on opening day, he proved wrong. Dan Marino going up against the New England Patriots, a shootout against Drew Bledsoe. Dan Marino threw 5 touchdowns. Drew Bledsoe was pretty good too, by the way. Bledsoe threw for 420 yards and 4 touchdowns, but Marino threw for 473 yards and 5 touchdowns. 3 of those touchdowns to Irving Fryer, number 80, including the game winner. And the Dolphins beat the Patriots 39-35 on opening day weekend 30 years ago tomorrow. So nice blast from the past. And hopefully it's not a shootout this Sunday, but that was a huge, one of the classic Marino games that he had in his career.
Perfect. So the moment you guys have been waiting for, and it actually queued up to be almost 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So it's kind of cool that actually queued up to be how we want it to be. As mentioned before, very, very grateful for Tim Wood, is a friend of the show and a friend of ours who earlier this season donated 2 Monday Night Football tickets to me for my DCC efforts, also with a parking pass and 2 member lounge access passes as well, in honor of Maria Yakula, who was a Dolphins fan who recently lost her battle of cancer. So thank you again to Tim for donating those tickets to me to be able to raffle them off on behalf of Maria's legacy and memory in honor of DCC. The raffles tickets have been sold the last few weeks, and I am excited to do the drawing with you guys tonight to see who will be coming to the Monday night game in week 4 against Tennessee. So how it works is I'm going to pull it up. Thank you to Mike Zurich, Will Webb, Brian Levine, and Maria. Maria Carlabo for your $50 donations, and then Danny Johnson, thank you for your $100 donation. So you need to do this.
Yes.
All right.
We're going to spin a wheel, and you're going to do it for how many? Is it one spin?
One spin, yep.
One spin. And so, again, this is for the 2 tickets to the Monday Night Football game against the Titans. So you got the Tennessee Titans coming in Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. It includes a parking pass and 2 members lounge access passes.
It does, yeah.
So,
and they will be
awesome.
electronically transferred to you from Tim.
Yes.
All right, here we go. We're going to share the screen. All right, as you guys can see here, all the names with the $50 donation, they got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Danny has 8. All right, here we go.
All right, where will it land? Let's see. It is Danny Johnson. All right, Danny. I'm not sure if Danny's in the room, but Danny, congratulations. You are the winner of the Monday Night Football tickets against the Tennessee Titans.
Yes, Danny.
And parking pass and the member lounge access.
Yeah, so thank you guys all for essentially everyone won because all the donations go to DCC. So we are all winners. But Danny is an extra winner tonight because he gets the physical tickets. So thank you guys all for supporting that. It means a lot to me to be able to put on a great raffle to support something very near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely. For a great cause. And every year it gets bigger and bigger. And so I can't wait to see what the DCC turnout will be this year, how much money is raised towards an amazing cause. And yes, so thank you all for playing the numbers and also for this raffle that we just
and Sandy and Mark, if Danny is not in the room, I give you full permission to text him and let him know that he won. So
give him the update.
Yes, although he's probably watching, so you guys can definitely share to let him know that he did win.
Congratulations, Danny.
Yeah.
And by the way, you could see Danny this Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday. Sunday too, but Saturday is what we're going to talk about now.
Yeah, guys. So with the season starting, there are so many events coming up. Saturday is the first real big event that us Dolphin fans are going to be hosting. It's the TPP Beach Bash. It starts at 8:00 p.m. on Fort Lauderdale Beach in front of Bows Beach. Myself and Solo D will be hosting it along with Danny from TPP. Everyone is invited. It is a family-friendly event. Rain or shine, although we hope it's beautiful and sunny. There'll be games for the kids and just a good time on the beach. So definitely, if you guys are around, please come out to Fort Lauderdale Beach starting at 8:00 a.m. on Saturday for our TPP Beach Bash.
Yes, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a lot of swag, a lot of fun stuff out. And also, we're going to have something else out there. And look, I don't want to be the one to talk politics on the show, and I'm not really going to do that now. But I think Dolphins Nation can agree that there are 2 viable candidates out there. And, we'll have these out there with us on Saturday. You want to put that one on, and I'll put this one on. And we're, of course, talking about Tua and Tyreek in 24 and McDaniel Weaver in 2024. We got some cool pins. Ashley will hold this one up. We'll have some cool pins out there. So you can choose your candidate. Of course, there are no wrong candidates in this election. Tua and Tyreek can't go wrong. McDaniel and Weaver, 2024. I see winners.
I agree. I think our country is in for a great turnaround, and it's going to be wonderful.
Dolphins Nation is going to be represented. And you're going to talk about Richmond Webb. We got one more special guest coming up. He's actually going to be live in studio, so you don't want to miss this. But Ashley's going to tell you about the Saturday night party, right?
Yeah,
Well, I get the other guests. These other guests has to come in here live, so I'll bring them in, and you talk Richmond Webb for me.
Perfect. As you guys know, our beloved gentle giant, Richmond Webb, we are trying desperately to get him into the Hall of Fame. He is obviously due into the Hall of Fame, but it's not up to us to get him there. So we are doing as many efforts as possible to get him into the Hall of Fame. Myself, Ali, Maria, and Lisa, and Dan from France were hosting a game night with Richmond Webb this Saturday at in Fort Lauderdale at the Maritime Hotel, the Marriott Maritime Hotel, starting at 6:00 p.m. It's a pajama party, so wear your best Dolphin pajamas, and then you're able to meet Richmond Webb, take pictures, sign autographs. We'll have games. We're going to have an awesome raffle. We also have those Richmond Webb Hall of Fame shirts that we're going to be selling for $15. So if you are in town, please head over to the Maritime Marriott in Fort Lauderdale. The event is free. It's going to be an amazing event. Richmond is flying in from Texas to be with us on Saturday night. So please come out to the event. He's very excited to meet everybody, as we are to have him. And we have a raffle that night that's going to support the Dan Marino Foundation. So anything that we raise will go strictly to support Dan Marino's foundation with autism. And then also moving forward, Seattle is coming up as well, week 3. We have Fan Fest 5 hosted by TPP. Solo D is hosting an event Friday night. I'll be hosting an event Saturday night at the Cove in Seattle. And it's from 8:30 p.m. to 1:00 a.m. Pacific time, so even later. And everyone's invited to that as well. So that's FanFest 5, ran by TPP, and I'll be co-hosting that on Saturday night before the Dolphins take on the Seahawks. Dolphins take on the Seahawks. So yes, Cindy, I got you. And then beyond that, there's just a lot of other events throughout the year going on. I know that Mark and his crew are having an event in California for the Monday night game. They had an event last year. It was amazing, and super excited to see what they do this year. And then we are running our trips to Indianapolis, and we're also running our trips to Houston. For Indianapolis, we are completely sold out of tickets. We literally had one ticket left, and that sold yesterday. Our social is also sold out as well. So we do have tickets left for the tailgate. The tailgate is Sunday morning, Tavern on South. And we have a few tickets left for the social in Houston. So without further ado, our last guest before we continue on to watch The Bachelorette tonight is here live in the studio. Here, I'm going to actually move over so they can come in the studio. 1 second. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Good to be back, Elizabeth.
Welcome back, Macho Man.
Oh, play that music. Oh, the Macho Man is excited to be here. Yeah. All the people out there, all the people watching everywhere. The Macho Man is here. Macho time. Oh, yeah. You looking good, Elizabeth? What's your status these days?
It depends who's asking, Macho Man.
The Macho Man's asking. Macho Man wants to know.
It's also Ashley, by the way. Elizabeth.
Cut the music. Cut the music.
Okay.
Cut the music.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So how's your summer been?
Oh, it's been a hot summer. It's been a hot summer. Yeah, it's been a scorcher. Real hot out. It's going to be real hot this season, too, at Hard Rock Stadium. Or is it the Orange Bowl, as I like to remember it as? Wherever the Dolphins are playing these days, the Macho Man says it's going to be hot. Because the Dolphins are going to be hot. It's going to be a hot team. But yeah, it's been a scorcher. It's been a scorcher out there.
You know that it's a Wi-Fi. You don't need a mic, right?
The Macho Man likes to talk into the mic. You sure don't need it?
You don't need a mic.
All right. I guess Elizabeth says I don't need a mic. But the Macho Man is excited to be here on the 305 Sports, the SoFlo Wrestling Show. Is that what we're calling it these days?
Yeah, we could call it the wrestling show if you'd like. Yeah.
Absolutely right. We will, Elizabeth.
I think last time you were on the show was called The Bad Calls, Balls, and Brawls.
What's it called now?
SoFlo Sports Show.
SoFlo Sports Show. Yeah, the Macho Man likes it. The Macho Man likes that title.
So what do you think? Obviously, season starts this week. Who do you think's gonna? Who are we gonna see in New Orleans this year?
That's right. Louisiana Superdome, right by the War Memorial Auditorium. The Macho Man had some legendary battles with the Hulkster, Jake the Snake Roberts. And don't even bring out Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Macho Man still can't get over that. But as far as your question, Macho Man always lets the ladies go first. So go ahead and you give your predictions first. And then the Macho Man's going to tell you exactly what's going on at the Louisiana Superdome, New Orleans in February. Yeah. Macho time.
Definitely. So I truly believe that this is the year that
Speaking to the mic, Elizabeth.
Ashley.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
I truly believe that this is the year that the Dolphins do make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, the Macho Man likes that.
I think it's going to be some tough hurdles to get there. I think that, Kansas City is going to try to step in our way again, but I don't think that they're going to be able to stop
Who's the quarterback these days in Kansas City? Len Dawson? He's still throwing the pigskin around. Len Dawson, Macho Man was a fan.
Depending who you ask, they might say Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. Familiar with his work as well.
So I'm going to say AFC, you're going to see the Dolphins. NFC, one may say the Cowboys, but I'm going to stick with the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to have a nice run. I think they're going to even cause us some problems when they come here on December 22nd. We're going to see a nasty side of them. Obviously, that's late in the season. So I think we're going to re-see that matchup in New Orleans in February. So my prediction is the Dolphins and the 49ers.
Well, I like that prediction, Elizabeth. I really do. And I got to tell you, that's a wonderful prediction. As far as what I say, what the Macho Man says, there's going to be one team holding up that Intercontinental Vince Lombardi Championship belt. And, well, this is what's the name of the show again?
SoFlo Sports Show.
Say it again.
SoFlo Sports.
The SoFlo Sports Show rolls right off the tongue. The Macho Man can only make one prediction on the SoFlo Sports Show. By the way, go out and like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But the Macho Man says, yeah, there's going to be one team. There's going to be one team that's going to rise to the cream of the crop. One team that's going to be disappointed in the other locker room, and that team's going to be from the NFC. Yeah. And that team's going to be, the Macho Man says it's going to be the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I like the Lions. Back when they used to play in the Pontiac Silverdome. They still playing there? The Pontiac Silverdome, those Detroit Lions?
No.
Well,
no.
Wherever they're playing these days, they're going to be playing in New Orleans. And they're going to be playing against, they're going to be playing against the Miami Football Dolphins. And when it's all said and done, all those beads and that Lombardi trophy, they're going to be aqua and orange, baby. Because the Dolphins, are going to win the Super Bowl. You heard it here first, baby. Dolphins beat the Lions in the Louisiana Superdome. Oh, yeah. Macho Man out.
You guys heard it first. Macho thinks it's going to be the Lions and the Dolphins in Louisiana. So we shall see how that all pans out. But I do hope and I do think that the Dolphins have a shot more than ever this year, especially since I have been a fan since 2007. So, yeah. So I don't know if Lou's coming. Okay, yeah. I just got word from a producer that Lou will be back here in a second. So excited to see him come back here. I like this side, though. I like the lighting on this side. I'm going to keep on this side. Only if you guys could see what I'm seeing right now. Hi.
Wow. I'm back. How do you top that, right? The Macho Man live in the air? That's pretty cool.
See, people are asking how am I not laughing because the thing is you act like that more often than not. So that's
I act like what? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't like the fact that he called you Elizabeth. I mean, you're Ashley and you're going to be mine in 3 weeks. And, I don't want to say I could kick the Macho Man's ass, but I mean, if I have to defend your honor, I'm not going to have him, take you from me 3 weeks before the wedding. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome to have the Macho Man on.
I have no words. In other news, Jeff Conine's son, Griffin, played the first game tonight at Lone Depot Park.
That's great. Just been following him around the whole country. He actually hit his first home run.
Yeah.
So now you're laughing now. You couldn't keep a straight face when the Macho Man was out here?
Yeah, we have a 3-game series against the Nationals, and then the Phillies come to town. Although it really doesn't matter too much because we know that our season is dwindling down. But 2025 is the year for the Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara will be.
Slow down. Let's do one team at a time, and that's going to be the Panthers. Did it? It's the Dolphins' turn, and my brother chimes in as well. He was on the show earlier. Again, thanks, Danny, for being on the show. D-Money, he says the Heat won it the year. It's true. This is actually very true. We talked about it. 2006, the Heat won their first championship the year they got married. And so he's saying that we're going to get married and the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl. So how about that?
Here's the thing, though.
Love it.
Pause on that, though. Okay.
Yeah.
So I do agree, and I do hope that does happen.
Yeah.
But so he got a championship the year that he got married. We just got a championship 2 months ago. But which would make sense because that's 2024, and we're getting married in 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so you are right.
And we didn't get married yet. So the marriage has to happen, and then the championship comes. So it's still, the projection is still fine. So Danny, I love it. Love it, bro. Good thing to say there. Russ chimes in, the 49ers. They're pretty bad. And yes, the Macho Man had to do the mic drop. Not me. That was just a guest. I brought him on. So
yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's a jam-packed show.
I am sad to say that Friday will be our last Marlins game of the season. Interestingly enough, on Friday, it's Panthers night at Lone Depot Park.
Yeah.
So some of the players will be there, and they're obviously going to honor the Panthers for winning the championship at the Marlins game. Phillies are in town, and also it's Taylor Swift night as well.
Really?
So yeah, it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a great time at Lone Depot Park on Friday. Although it'll be, like I said, it's our last game of the season. And then finishing up the Marlins series. Interestingly enough, Ohtani and the Dodgers come here in 2 weeks when we're in Seattle, so we're missing that. But it'll be cool. Obviously, Ohtani has now made it to the 40-40 club, and so he'll be coming here to Lone Depot Park to showcase his talents and to probably win against us as well.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Dolphins are taking over now. The Hurricanes are taking over, and a lot of excitement to come in the coming weeks as we navigate through this season. And we're all here for it. So I know we gave our predictions. The Macho Man gave his prediction, but yeah, Dolphins in year 3 of the Mike McDaniel era, 9-8 the first year, lost to Buffalo in the wild card. 11-6 last year, lost to KC in the wild card. This year, I'm looking at 12-5.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a division winner. Winning the AFC East and making a run all the way to New Orleans is what we're hoping for and looking at.
Yeah, 12-5 seems to be a very, very common prediction that I'm hearing amongst a lot of people. 13-4 is also as well 12-5. I was on a show last week. If you guys have not tuned into the Money Morning Homilist, it's a great podcast ran by Father Manny Alvarez. His prediction also fell at 12-5 as well. So, I mean, I think that's being pretty fair as a Dolphins fan. People might think that's being a little optimistic, but I think 12-5 is a very reachable goal for us this season.
Yeah, it's the next step up in the evolution. Like I said, he's gotten better every year, and the only thing that's missing now is that playoff win. And then once you get one, you're hungry for more, and that's what we're hoping for. So
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you say?
Well, I say it's been a great show. Season's finally upon us. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Keep on coming back. We're going to have we're going to enjoy this ride as we documented all year long. We'll be at the Hard Rock. We'll be at opponents' stadiums cheering on our Fins with all of you guys. And we can't wait to get this thing started on Sunday. And it's a quick turnaround. We got a game on Sunday. We got a game on Thursday.
And we go out to Seattle.
Yep. You mentioned all the stuff that's happening on Saturday between the Beach Bash and the Richmond Web party. So it's just going to be an awesome way to kick off the season coming up.
No, it's going to be great. I know when we were driving yesterday, I said, Lou, I'm exhausted now, but this is it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, a lot coming up.
It is going to be a lot, but we're really excited to see everybody here in Miami or, on the road. It definitely, makes things 50 million times more better. And so we have a lot of great things planned, and we're just excited that we have a great football team this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And so once again, the numbers are out there. We'll post that. Congratulations to Danny Johnson on winning the Monday Night Football raffle. And again, thanks for everybody for for signing up for the squares and being a part of a donation that was made to DCC, which is a big deal. And hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend, a great rest of the week ahead as we count down the days till Sunday and week
Really
one.
Thursday we get to start. But
I know, but we're more concerned about what's going to happen at the Hard Rock at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So
fair.
let's go. Let's go.
What's up, guys?
All right, guys. Good night. Let's do it. Hit the music. Hit the music. Take us out with some music.
Yes, Macho Man. I mean, Lou. Sorry. You know, some
Maestro, hit the music. Take us out.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you next week when we preview the Dolphins versus the Bills, and we are 1-0 on the season. Any comments? Sandy.